You're listening to the Emo Metal Gamers Podcast.
Welcome, guys, to another episode of Emo Metal Gamers Podcast. This is episode number 53, and...
He's wrong.
No. Today is November 6th, 2018. Yes, it's been 2 weeks since our last recording. It's been a busy... My name is Jose Rodon.
Frank Berna.
Is that, for the 2 weeks that you've been missing that?
Yeah, I feel like the audience needs to remember I'm annoying.
Okay. And you're listening to the Evil Metal Gamers Podcast, where you hear all your geek news.
All week. Every week.
Oh, yeah.
Except, when Jose goes back to work.
I had to go back to work. And I have to say, it was a very warm greeting from everybody. It was very nice. Everybody missed me, and everybody called me fat. It was great. You wouldn't believe the amount of people body shamed me. Other than that, it was great to come back.
Have you been fat, though?
I did. I gained 15 pounds.
Holy shit, so you did get fat.
I did. What are you talking about? You can't lift weights with a broken thumb.
You could walk, though, man.
What are we going to walk? Walk is so 1970s.
I mean, when you sit in front of your computer all day.
Yeah. That was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And now I know what PC gamers are like. No offense to PC gamers, but that's probably why they look the way they do.
Yeah, it's exactly why they look the way they do.
I mean, I'll lose them fast. My body... I sometimes think I'm going to die because my body adapts real fast and then lose weight real fast. And now that I'm back on a job that requires to do physical stuff, I feel like I'll lose it. Plus,
ooh, that was a good one.
Yep. So, I think you're more prepared for this episode with all the stuff we're going to talk about, plus the main game that everybody wants to know. Oh, and just a shout out to everybody who knows exactly how many weeks it's been since we did a recording. How many people pointed it out to me when I got back to work about how we haven't done an episode? People were like, what happened?
So, first things first, it's been announced, I don't know if you're going to go get it or not, the Resident Evil 2 Collector's Edition. You're getting a 12-inch figure of Leon Kennedy.
$200.
It's $200. It's beautiful, though. It's a beautiful
I'm thinking I'm gonna
statue.
Do it. I think I might do it.
I think he'll go really good with your Ezio.
I'm really thinking, but this is a real statue, if I'm not mistaken. The Ezio box set was $89.99. This is $200. I think you get a real ceramic statue. Don't drop it or it'll shatter.
What I am liking so far, though, with the Resident Evil 2, if you haven't been keeping up on, Capcom's Twitter or whatnot, there is a bunch of costumes that they're showing.
Yeah.
Classic costumes, new costumes. One of them, the motorcycle costume, was actually going to be what Claire was before it was Claire. It's kind of a homage to the original game. Well, the original Resident Evil 2 game. It wasn't going to be Claire Redfield. It was going to be some chick who rides motorcycles, like a racer.
Oh, okay. That would have been weird.
Yeah, but they scrapped that idea. But the costume of what it was going to be like is going to be in RE2.
Well, let me tell you something. I always thought the outfit of Claire was stupid, and that was back in the 90s. But the way they showed it now, it doesn't look bad.
No, it doesn't.
No, I was like, I guess back then it was just silly. I mean, I was like, oh, this is what the Japanese think Americans dress up like. But I mean, I even like Leon's uniform because, they made a modern version of the original one.
Yes.
It doesn't look bad. I mean, obviously they won't give you that option when you first play it. You're gonna have to pass the game because that's usually how all Resident Evil games are. You have to pass it, and then they let you wear different outfits. But I'm leaning on getting it. If I have the money, I'll do it. You know, my company gives, you know, like gift cards if you show up to work. So maybe I'll just have half of the money right there.
There you go.
Put the box set.
So speaking of costumes, now we go to the hot garbage issue.
What?
PUBG is announced Suicide Squad, Joker, and Harley Quinn. What? How excited are you?
It's a sad last attempt to get people. Did you see the Joker? People on Twitter.
It looks horrible.
People on Twitter are pissed. They're like fucking saying how horrible it is. It's just. I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I mean, if you're gonna do something that is about the Suicide Squad, shit, it better be good. It can't look like shit. But the whole game is shit now. You know, it was big when it first came out, but the problem is that it didn't improve. How do I put it? When it first came out, it was in the what do you call it? Beta, but you still had to pay for the fucking early release. That's what it is, or early access. But nothing's changed. Here you got Fortnite that keeps updating, keeps adding, keeps putting cool costumes and shit. And PUBG.
Well, Fortnite is also getting their costumes. They're getting NFL skins. So I wonder how much that nonsense is going to cost.
I'm sure it's going to be ridiculous. But I think it's like $14.99 or some shit like that, or $5. It doesn't really matter. That's where they make their money. And people will do it. Because they do it right. They do a limited time.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, this is the one that I saw that kind of upsets me. And not... It's going to sound weird upsetting me in this regard. So we have Super Smash Brothers coming out.
Yeah.
And there are so many characters going to be in that game.
What is it, like 60?
It's a lot.
It is.
And now the game hasn't even been released yet, and they're already announcing DLC, and one of them is going to be the Piranha Plant.
Yeah. The Chop Chop, I don't even know what it's called.
But it angers me that you can announce that there's already DLC before the game's even out, meaning that you already had this concept ready, as if there wasn't enough characters already. I, to a certain degree, would think they would have done better having a smaller roster and introducing...
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Introducing some of the other characters later as DLC.
It's because it's a sign of desperation, Frank. It is.
Because the game's... It's
the same game. It's the same game.
It is the same game, but we go back. One of the reasons why the fighter revolution has been so great is because the older fighter games, or the older fighters are releasing DLC, and the game isn't a new game. It's constantly giving new characters. Whether it's King of Fighters, Street Fighter, Tekken, they keep giving the old classic fighters. I think having a roster that big,
Soul Calibur's doing it now too.
Soul Calibur is getting great reviews,
and it's doing the same thing. It's updating with what's the new one? The new fighter, somebody famous. Oh my god, I forgot.
I don't know.
Who's somebody famous? How do we not know this?
No, I forgot. I completely forgot about that one.
You keep saying what you were going to say about your DLC.
No, but I think it's a bad move. I think they really messed up with that concept of just showing, hey, we already got DLC characters, even though the game hasn't even come out yet. Like that's a cheap cop out, man. That should have been something. That should have been something that was in the game. You release that kind of content 6 months later.
I 100% agree. I don't like that Ken is going to be a DLC. Like, how are you going to give me the fucking game and Ken is a DLC? Or is Ken... Wait, maybe Ken is in the roster.
No, Ken is one of the 5 or 6 that people have found. There's a bunch more characters. There's so many characters in this game. And don't get me wrong, man. I love a fighter game, and I love a good fighter, and I love characters. The more characters you give me, the better it is. In my opinion.
Snake.
But I don't want them right away. I want to earn them. That was one of my favorite things about Tekken. Was it Tekken 2? We had this conversation where every character, when you beat the game, had a sub character to him. And I loved that. It made you want to just unlock every character. It made you want to play the game. It made you get better with all the other characters.
Well, I mean, Smash Brothers, you have to unlock them. They're not all available.
Yeah, I know. No, I do know that.
I mean, I don't want to invest so much time to unlock these because there's so many fucking characters. But I mean, if you give me 10 or 20 that I have to unlock, that's fine. But I don't want to unlock 40. Let me tell you that right now. It's too much.
If it's a game I love, I'll do it. Like if it's Mortal Kombat,
shit, man. If you get it and Dylan gets it and George gets it, of course you don't play Smash Brothers, but if we all get it, we can play online.
Yeah, no.
I had a Smash Brothers party once, and I remember Dylan played from California online with us.
What?
He was terrible, though. I'm hoping he's hearing this.
I did get the Switch, though.
I know.
Did I announce that? Did I announce that last time?
No, you had just announced it. Congrats.
Yeah, no, it's... I gotta get the Messenger for it. That's the game that I want to get. I don't know why I haven't gotten it yet. The Messenger.
You don't want to get Octo Traveler?
Octopath Traveler? Well, Messenger's cheap. Messenger's like $20.
You know, I just got Captain Toad for Kimberly, and she loves it. And that was like $30. It's a puzzle game.
Well, the one she wants next, it doesn't come out till 2019. That's Yoshi, the Yoshi game. She's gonna want.
Oh, that's out too.
She also, she's big into the Joker, so I'm gonna get her the DC Villains, the Lego DC Villains game.
Oh, cool.
Yep. So there was that. What is it? A Quiet Man? The Quiet Man?
Okay.
That got released. Or it's getting released. It either got released. Well, there's reviews out for it. I know that. And it's hot garbage.
Are you serious?
Hot garbage. Garbage.
The only time I saw anything about it was on E3.
IGN gave it a 5.5.
Wow.
Hot garbage.
I figured it would be hot garbage.
But it's bad. And this idea, I hate it. I hate it so much. I just had deja vu. It was weird.
Playing a deaf person?
No. Just talking about this. Can we stop with the live action CG things? Where we're playing a video game and then we go into a live action with actual actors acting out the scenes, and then we go back to the video game.
A la Resident Evil?
No.
Resident Evil was like that at first.
Well, no, that was just the intro. And the ending.
What a great intro.
Chris Redfield smoking a cigarette. You kiddos out there, go ahead and YouTube Resident Evil Director's Cut Introduction.
People don't even know. They don't even know how bad the acting was.
Oh,
you were almost a Jill sandwich.
You, the masters of lockpicking.
Okay.
Wait. Don't open that door.
I'm sorry, but he's probably dead.
No.
What about when he bends down and goes like, I think it's blood.
Oh, God.
You
damn.
think so? You think so, Barry? Anyway, where were we? You mean like Quantum, the one with time, right?
Yeah, but even like Need for Speed has done it. I'm trying to think of other games that have done it. It's just bad.
I know it's stupid. It's actually cheap if you ask me. Just do a CG and don't be cheap.
Yeah. Speaking of going to cheap, so for weeks now everyone's been talking about how Andrew Lincoln from The Walking Dead was going to get killed. Turns out that he's going to do 3 Walking Dead movies.
I don't understand how. Where's the timeline? I'm lost.
It's they dude, this is like the show Lost. They've painted themselves in a corner.
But it doesn't make sense because the timeline, there is no time. I guess I don't know. I just don't understand because I follow the timeline in the show and there was never any big gaps where you could do it. And first of all, the kid is old now, so you can't do the show based on the movies.
Well, that's the thing. It's to fill those gaps. That's what I'm hearing. So is everybody dead then? Is that what? Explain it, because I didn't see it and I don't know what the hell's going on.
There's only one gap, and that's the one for this season.
I know, and it's like a refresh. So are all the characters dead now? Except for the little girl?
Most of them. I mean, I haven't been watching this season, but I mean, Michonne is alive.
No, but you know what I'm talking about. Like, Rick's daughter is now like 10 years old, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So when you see her as 10 years old, who's still alive?
I don't know. I haven't seen this season, so I can't tell you.
Hopefully that hot Spanish chick's still alive.
She's still alive.
She's hot.
Because she wasn't...
She can get it.
She wasn't dead at the end of the season. So she should be alive. Michonne should still be alive. God damn it. The king is still alive. Maggie's still alive.
No, Maggie's done.
No. And
remember, this is her last season.
This is her last season, but Maggie's still alive. This gap, this, like, I don't know what happened with Rick, because I haven't been watching the season. I'm gonna wait for Netflix, but at the last season, Maggie and him are like, they have a big dispute. That's all I can tell you. So Maggie was still alive. So I don't know. It takes 10 years later. I don't know.
Is Negan still alive?
Negan is alive. He's the only prisoner they have.
He's my hero.
They use
I want to be like Negan.
They use Negan as an example that you won't get killed if you break the law, but you will spend the rest of your life in like a jail, basically. Get it? Like they try not to kill, and they keep. You keep Negan alive, the most dangerous person there.
Little pig, little pig.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what he looks like in Tekken.
He's gonna. I have Tekken. That might be something.
Yeah, me too.
That might be the character that I gets me back into the game.
Yep, I agree. So what else you got?
Mike Myers just came out with some interesting news. For those of you who don't know, Mike Myers, Wayne's World. Trying to think of the other movie that I can give without. But he's talking about possibly
Shrek?
Doing another. Well, they're going to reboot Shrek. That wasn't where I was going. They're announcing that. What the hell is it?
Seriously, you forgot already? Austin
They're
Powers?
announcing Austin Powers. That's it. Damn it. I lost it. I'm sorry. That's my fault. Yeah, but they're going back. They're probably going to do another Austin Powers movie. And this time it's going to possibly be from Doctor's Evil perspective, which I think it sounds pretty cool.
I wonder how many people know who Austin Powers is. When was the last Austin Powers?
Oh my God. Well, Beyonce was in it. So.
Well, it can't be that. Because, I was watching Wayne's World 2 at work. And one of the younglings, his name is Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy. He walked in and goes like, "Whoa, what is this movie? Is that Mike Myers?" He actually questioned if that was Mike Myers in the Wayne's World movie. It made me feel so fucking old. And I asked him, "Are you kidding me?" And I was like, "You don't know Wayne's World?" And he goes like, "No." And I was like, then I looked up the time. Wayne's World 2 came out in 92.
Wayne's World was so great.
92, bro.
But were you watching the first one or the second one?
The first one.
So what was crazy about that, and I don't know if you remember, when she's like, "When did you get the CD player?" And he's like, "When I got the money?" That was 1992.
Yeah. Austin Power Gold member was in 2002.
Jesus Christ. So that means it's been, 16 years?
16 years. That means that there's 16-year-olds out there who have no idea what Austin Powers is.
Oh my God. Austin Powers is great, though.
Bro, when they did the movie within the movie, remember that? Where Tom Cruise played Austin Powers, Danny DeVito was...
Mini-Me.
Kevin Spacey was evil, Dr. Evil. God damn, that was great. That was, what was her name? Gwyneth Paltrow played his, his love. That was genius. That was so good.
It is genius. It quite literally was genius.
And then
still is.
And they cut out and it was Steven Spielberg directing it.
Yep. And Fat Bastard was on a diet. He was on the Subway diet.
Jared.
Oh, that didn't age well.
No, there's a lot of things that...
No, but you don't...
Yeah. A lot of people don't even know who Jared is. That's how long it's been. So what else?
So you want to bitch? You feel like bitching? We can bitch.
We can bitch.
Let's bitch.
Well, first of all, I want to talk about the good things that I liked about BlizzCon, which was...
BlizzCon 2018, $200 a ticket.
$200 a ticket. But I have to say that when I saw Ash, I was like, I want to get hit by her. I was like, that girl could smash my face and I'd be great. Oh my God. She's just wow. I have to give it to the Blizzard people. They really know how to design characters. I thought she looked great. And she plays great too. I cannot wait to play it. I cannot wait to play with Ash. Which Ash is a new character from Overwatch, which is the opposite version of McCree. And she uses a shotgun, and she is like her ultimate or her ultra or whatever the hell you will call it is that she calls a robot out that's called Bob. Have you seen it? The trailer?
I haven't seen Bob. No, I haven't seen it.
She screams out Bob, and then it's this huge robot that comes out, and he's got like machine guns, and then he does her beat. So you can use her while he comes out. It's fucking awesome, and she's like ridiculously good. I mean, she looks overpowered. But I mean, right now, if you want to try it out, they have the where you can try them out. But I don't download that shit because it's the same size as the regular version, and that takes too much space. And whatever progress you do.
Well, here's my bit.
What? Go ahead.
No, say what you're gonna say.
Whatever progress you do on that version doesn't carry out to the regular one, and like the testing one. That doesn't carry over, so you're pretty much like wasting gameplay, in my opinion. The only benefit of that is that you get to play the new shit and test it out. What are you gonna say?
No, my big thing was
what people were saying.
So we got this new character, right? And what's the big deal about her? Because so many people are upset. And why are they upset?
Because she's white.
Because she's white. And I thought about this. I thought about it long and hard. Because the biggest thing that people keep bitching about this game is that there's no black woman representation in this game, and this game is supposed to be so diverse and blah 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 blah. Tell me, what is Ash? Is she a good guy or is she a bad guy?
She's a villain.
She's a villain.
She's the opposite of Jesse McCree, which is a good guy.
So it would be a black female antagonist. And Doomfist, he is
a bad guy.
Is what?
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy. So what you're telling me is that the two black characters are both villains.
Exactly.
No matter how they did this,
it would still
there
be
would
bad.
Be ramifications for it.
If anything, it would have been worse.
And it's just it irritates me because I read like the comment section about what people are saying, and they're like, well, you know, there's a hamster and that represents the 0% population of talking hamsters in this country.
Somebody put that?
Yeah, along with a gorilla. And it's just
you know, I get it.
So
I get that people are mad, but it's they don't stop to think before they open their mouths. I mean, there's a time and place. Just give it time. They said they have 4 other characters coming out. Just relax.
But none of it makes any sense to me.
Okay, they got it. They got it. Go ahead.
Well, but no, listen. A lot of people who play this game from another country outside the United States, what country are they from?
What do you mean?
Give me a country that plays this game competitively.
Japan? Korea?
Okay, so Korea. Tell me where the Korean man is in this game.
There's only one Korean girl.
Tell me where the Japanese female is in this game.
There's no Japanese females.
Shut up, then.
2 Japanese
Jesus
males.
Christ. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of it. You hear nobody. Hey, my people, Native Americans. Is there a Native American character? Not talking Indian, you know, like somebody from Bangladesh, India, Bengali, some shit like that.
There's Egyptians. That's about it.
There's Egyptians. They're from Africa. Last time I checked.
It's true.
So, once again, Native American, where are they being represented? Stop the nonsense. Just stop. Just stop. Stop. You have no argument. Stop.
They just, I don't know. These people look for these little things, and I mean, they're doing characters. Just relax. Doing characters, okay? I mean, Sombra. I mean, what are we talking about here? Are they complaining because there are no black characters, or because they're not African American? I don't understand.
And that's the other thing. It's like, are you mad that there's no black characters, or are you mad that there's no African American characters?
Because Lucio's black. He's from Brazil, but he's black.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's what I don't know. Whether are they mad about the skin color or the representation of African American? I don't know. But I mean, you got to give it time. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why Blizzard didn't make her, African American. You're gonna have 2 villain black characters. That's not gonna be good. And if I'm not mistaken, the there's a little girl, a genius little girl. She's African also, but she's not a character. She's the one who created I forgot the name of the character. It's like a robot character, and she fixed her up, but of course you don't play her. You play the robot that she created, and I think she controls it. Other than that, I mean, come on, give Blizzard is like the most diverse fucking. They're so diverse, and you're judging them. I mean, there's things to bitch about Blizzard, which we'll get to that now. And it's the fact that, like you said before, changing the subject, BlizzCon costs $200. Frank, who do you think laid the foundation for Blizzard? What gamers did?
Oh, PC all day, every day.
If they laid the foundation for Blizzard, without the PC gamer, there would be no Blizzard. Period. And they're already used to that Blizzard has been taking care of the PC gamers now for what, 15 years? Maybe 20, I don't know. Every time they come out a game, it always comes out first on PC. The only game that ever has come out at the same time for all consoles and PC was Overwatch. But to what they did in BlizzCon is like everybody keeps calling it, was a slap in the face. And we're talking about the Diablo, what is it? Diablo Immortal for mobile. And this is where I was telling my friend George, and I was telling you guys by text, is that you go to a room full of American PC gamers, maybe some international people that traveled, which, Frank, if you're coming from an international country, you're paying even more to go to BlizzCon.
Absolutely.
And you go there purely on listening about PC, and you tell them that you have a mobile phone, a mobile game that is being made, it's being outsourced by China. How is that something that you tell people at BlizzCon? Oh, here's a game that we're not making for the system that you don't use. And did you hear the shitty answer he told one of the people?
What'd he say?
Bro,
did he say like everybody has a phone?
They booed him because he said something about right now. They asked him, is the game going to be available for PC to play? And he said, no. The game is only strictly mobile. And people booed. And he said, don't you guys have phones? You cannot tell me that's not a slap in the face.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but the last time somebody did some stupid remark like that was that stupid CEO for Xbox.
Of Xbox.
Where he said, well, we don't have an Xbox. If you don't have an Xbox, what is it? An internet, we always have the Xbox 360. Which was also a slap in the fucking face.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and where is he now? He's a CEO of Fun Games, is it?
I don't know where he is.
A mobile company. I get it, bro. I get it. Konami strictly said that they were ready to go mobile. But did they announce that they were going to go mobile on E3? Right? And not show you a trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5? Of course not. That would be... Even Konami knows not to do something like that. Can you imagine Konami saying, instead of you're expecting a trailer for Metal Gear Solid, and they tell you, no, we're going to go strictly mobile. No, they didn't do that when there was a bunch of gamers in a room. They'd sit that separately on the side, bro. There's just a time and place for everything. That was something, when you do a convention, it's not about... Because there's a difference between... I'm trying to find an example. There's a difference between E3 and BlizzCon, there is a difference. E3 is
Absolutely.
for the IGNs, the investors, the public goes now, but it's strictly for media and investors. But BlizzCon and E3 and Blizzard had done this for years, is for the gamer. BlizzCon is for the gamer. And then you tell them, you invite them to your house, and you tell them, I'm going to serve you soup, but I'm going to take a shit in your soup.
And I said it before, the biggest thing about it, you didn't have to tease Diablo. That was their mistake.
They didn't have to say anything about Diablo. Nothing. Don't
They
even
could've
mention that shit. They could have waited the Monday after the weekend and announced that, and it would have been okay.
Yeah.
But you presented that to them as they're sitting there waiting. It's like, I mean, I don't understand how some people can't grasp why the gamers are mad. How people don't, like George, how do you not understand? It's like taking your kid to a candy store and you tell him all he can get is broccoli.
It was really, it really showed... It really showed a lack of caring for the people that have made you so successful.
It's not a lack of caring.
The PC gamers are what made them successful.
Yes, and it's not a lack of caring. It's that they are out of touch with their people. They're out of touch with the gamers. I don't know what happened. I really don't know what happened. I mean, at the end of the day, those are the ones who are paying for your product. I mean, if you thought it was smart to get into the Chinese market, then I don't give a fuck. Go introduce that in China.
Yeah.
You don't come over
Don't they do a BlizzCon in China, though?
I don't think so. If anything, Blizzard should be upset at China, since they go over there and they have that theme park based on World of Warcraft that is a ripoff, and they can't sue because China doesn't permit companies to sue for copyright over there. You heard about this theme park, right? That it's a total ripoff of World of Warcraft. To the detail, Frank. And you can't sue in China. You can't sue for copyright in China. So they let it happen in China, and it's okay. And it's a whole theme park. Look it up online. And now you want to do a fucking mobile game for them? Bro, what the fuck? And I've heard nothing but complaints. The people who've been playing it, I heard nothing but complaints.
It's... And I was talking about it before. It's not like Blizzard is different from not having mobile games. They have Hearthstone. What's their other mobile game? I can't remember. I know their big one is Hearthstone, the card game. What else do they have that's mobile?
I can't think of it.
But it makes a ton of money. Like, there is a market out there for Diablo. And I don't think that the hate and the anger for what Blizzard did to the people there is because people were expecting Diablo 4. But when you tease it, when you dangle it out there, people are going to be excited and go to get a taste of Diablo 4. And when you did that, you slapped them in the face. Much like EA, when EA at E3 wanted to show Command and Conquer on mobile, and 2 jackasses playing it, and 2 more jackasses who do esports commentary. Jesus Christ. I don't know how you millennials watch esports on TV with commentary like that. blow my fucking brains out. Holy shit, was that annoying. Oh, I was hoping I'd get an aneurysm so somebody take me to the hospital to get away from that bullshit. Anyways, it was a dumb move.
Very dumb.
And it was completely warranted. And all the hate that they're getting, all the negative press that they're getting, they deserve it.
The stocks went down.
Stocks went down. I think they lost almost $8. I think they went from, no, they lost $6. They went from a $66, no, they went from $68 to $62 in a day.
Because they made a bad move. I mean, how do you not know it was a bad move? What were you thinking, Blizzard? I'm surprised because Blizzard's you don't
and that's the big thing. That's why it's so shocking, is because it is Blizzard.
I know.
You know better.
They know better. If I would have heard that from EA, I would have been like, yeah. Ubisoft even, I would have been like, yeah. But Blizzard could do no wrong in the PC community. And then this happens. Let's see how many people pay for tickets next year.
And that's the big, that's where it goes. And this year, as far as I'm concerned, they really pooped the bed, man.
Yes.
You announce a mobile Diablo, and then I need you to do me a favor when I mention this, because I need to know when it came out. You announced that you're going to redo Warcraft 3.
Instead of making a
You're
Warcraft 4.
You're not going to give us Warcraft 4. You're not going to give us Warcraft 4. No, you're going to redo Warcraft 3.
I just don't understand.
When did I was in the Marine Corps when Warcraft 3 came out. So I'm guessing that it came out in 2003. Tell me when Google that shit. Tell me when Warcraft 3 came out. Because
checking now.
That bullshit, you want to talk about one of my favorite franchises? Because I remember having Warcraft 2 on the PC, on a Mac. It was one of the very few games that would actually be able to play on a Macintosh. Because if you didn't have a Windows computer, you couldn't play video games. But Warcraft was universal, and Warcraft 2 was even that much better. God, Warcraft 2. And then, was it the Tides of Time? No. Yeah. No. I can't remember what the
know more than me.
expansion was. Oh my God, I loved Warcraft. Warcraft 4 comes out, that'll get me to get a PC. Hell to the fuck yeah, that'll get me to get a PC.
I'm looking.
But you're going to go and you're going to announce that you're doing a Warcraft 3 remaster.
2002.
And you're doing 2002.
I was 22 years old. So how old were you?
What, 2002?
Yeah. 16 years ago.
I
Jesus.
was 19.
God damn, this is ridiculous. Why didn't you just do a Warcraft 4? To tell you the truth, maybe it's time to not work so much on World of Warcraft and just...
That makes the money, man.
I know it makes the money, but you gotta just... You can't be pumping on that only.
And then you had Ash. You announced your goddamn thing.
Yep. That's about it.
That's it.
I did like that short, though.
I missed that one. I'm pretty good about the shorts. I always watch them. They're really well done.
It seems that there's more to these little shorts. Like, if you connect them all, you'll get a big... Like, a whole understanding of the Overwatch lore. Because there's something that happens in that I'm like, who the fuck is that? Without me saying any spoilers, but check it out. It's called The Reunion with Jesse McCree. And it's I still say, what are the odds that they release Jesse McCree, a Wild West character, a cowboy, a few weeks of the game that we're about to talk about.
You got nothing else to talk about?
I got nothing else to talk about. I'm ready to talk about this.
You mean the Evil Metal Gamers 2018 Game of the Year?
It could be. It could be because
You're such an asshole. You are such an asshole.
Why am I an asshole?
Jesus.
Why? Because I pulled your what is it? You pulled your leg.
Yeah.
To explain what happened is like everybody listens to this podcast. They know how Frank is. And they know how Frank talks about games that everybody enjoy. He just trashes them if he doesn't like them. He does it for Assassin's Creed. Does it for Super Mario. He does it for Overwatch. He does it for Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. I can name a few more. I
still stand by my Breath of the Wild, which is
10 minutes on George's sofa.
If Breath of the Wild wasn't Zelda, if it wasn't a Zelda game, is it still getting the hype?
Yes, of course.
I don't think so, man. I don't think it gets that kind of hype.
Okay, wait a minute. So you really think Red Dead, if it wasn't called Red Dead, people would have bought it and made it the second most selling form of entertainment in the history of entertainment? No,
I don't. But at the same time, its name is what got it to that stature.
Of course. So basically, what I did to him was, I went into Metacritic and I started quoting by text everything. If you guys don't know, in Metacritic, the game is at the user reviews are at 67% on Xbox and 73% on PlayStation user review. But we'll get to that, why it's like that. But so basically, I went in there and I looked for every single bad review by users, and I started quoting them in text, making it look like it was me for a whole week. Anything he would say, I would fucking trash it. I would shit on it. And I would say, this is stupid and it's ridiculous. I had him. Actually, I had George and Dylan, our friends, convinced too that I hated the game.
I was worried about your mental well-being.
They were telling me not to play the game. I'm like, no, I'm going to keep playing this game because maybe it gets better. And I'm not a quitter. Everything I start, I got to finish and bullshit. Let me tell you something. There's some few games that I never finished that I hated, which I can't even think of one right now. But if I hate it, I won't play it. But of course, if I hate it, I won't buy it. So in my opinion, we're talking about a masterpiece. But I'll let Frank start off because I'm sure he's got plenty to say.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Well, there.
It really is. It really is amazing. However, it isn't a 10. I've seen too many instances where the animation isn't that great, especially in the cutscenes. They're better as the game goes on, but in the beginning, man, there's a lot of cutscenes with the horses and them walking where it just doesn't look natural at all. It bothered me a lot. Like, you know how I bashed Assassin's Creed? It bothered me like that.
The game,
yeah, I'm just like,
the game has a lot of bugs too. A lot of bugs.
It does, and that's why it doesn't warrant the 10 that a lot of people are giving. Now, granted, I still have yet to beat it. I mean, I just got to chapter 3 today, so.
You just got to chapter 3?
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I have a little kid. that I gotta.
I have a kid too.
That he takes. Yeah, but yours doesn't poop itself, and like you don't have to hold it to feed it. You can just give it a cheeseburger and say, "Go away."
You just named parenting 101.
Like I can't do that yet, so I'm restricted to that. And I have this thing called work that I gotta do.
Hey, I'm working too. I got the game when I had to go to work. In fact, I didn't even get to play it that weekend. It came out. Oh, it was terrible being out in the wilderness. All you can think about is the Cowboys in 1899.
It's so great, though. The game is so great.
Me personally, hold on. The one thing I'm not happy about is the face textures of the characters. I feel that Arthur Morgan, of course, the main character, was put the most detail on the face, but they went cheap on the other characters. It's like they slapped the texture right on their faces.
Well, no, I feel
even Dutch.
I feel Dutch looks good, and I also feel Marston looks good.
But they still don't look like Arthur. Arthur looks like lifelike.
Yeah, no, Arthur
looks like really lifelike. Even in gameplay, in story mode, whatever. I feel like they put even like reflection in his skin, which none of the other characters have it. But I mean, other than that, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I don't even remember what I was gonna say. No, but I haven't even beaten it yet, so I don't know if the ending is going to make my review of the game shoot up to a perfect 10. I don't think it warrants a perfect 10. I really truly believe the last game that I played, as far as I'm concerned, that really gets a 10, that would have been The Last of Us on the PlayStation 3. That game, for its time, for its graphics, its story,
everything was really good.
Game, everything, sound, controls, everything about that game.
And I'll tell you one thing.
That game was
the NPC in Last of Us is the most impressive I've ever seen in my life. Because you couldn't figure out where they were gonna go.
If you played it enough, you could, but
but they would work together to get you. Like they could flank you.
Oh yeah. No, that was. But it really was good. I will tell you, and the first weekend it came out, we had a baptism for my son. And
you mean my birthday?
Yeah, happy birthday. We had a baptism for my son, and when a bunch of gamers got together, we were all talking about Red Dead, and at that moment, granted the game had been out 2 days, everybody had a different story.
God damn, you took my fucking lines. That's exactly what I was going to say. I hate you.
Everybody has had a different story. And the little details about their stories versus what's going on in my story are crazy. And I can't wait to go back.
God, man.
Once I'm in like chapter 5 or 6 to really see where these people are and how those outcomes have affected them.
Yeah, the same thing at me at work. About 6 guys got it, and I've talked to each and one of them, and every single one of them has had a different experience. It's
so great.
One of them found a fucking ghost town, and he said that he stayed there long enough that he started hearing shit, and he had to leave. I was like, now I have to search. He says he just pondered on it.
The game's colossal. Like the sheer size of that game, that we've never seen anything like it.
There's bigger games. Wait a minute, it's big, but
there's bigger games.
There's way bigger games. The reason the game feels big is because of the horse travel. It makes the game feel ginormous. But the map is
But
really...
we haven't had
yeah.
a game that's that big that has that deep of a level to it.
What, level of detail?
Level of detail to animals, to
Yes, you're right.
NPCs. Like, literally.
The last game that I played like that was Witcher.
Good?
The last game that I played like that was Witcher. And if anything...
Probably.
You know, you didn't play it enough, but if anything, this has more of a organic feel to it. There's just... It's just like the animals running around. Everything seems alive. And that's what I say. It feels like that with me with Witcher. But this one feels more lifelike. Because it takes a while to get from point A to point B. And the reason that it feels huge... I know you talked about huge that way. I'm talking about huge in map-wise. It's because the horse travel it's slow. What are you going? What's the most you go on a horse? 25 miles an hour? 30 the most?
Give or take.
So, I mean, it feels really slow to go to places. But, I mean, it's made that way in order to make the world feel big. In order for you to stop and smell the flowers. Did I say that right? Smell the roses.
But it's more than that. Like, Kotaku wrote a great article, and you told me that you did it.
That I went back I went back to Odyssey
after you played to go back and play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and just how much the open world video game babies you and hold your hand the entire time versus what Red Dead does. Red Dead doesn't let you know you're doing shit, man. It really doesn't.
It babies you, and I'm not gonna lie, when I get on the horse in Assassin's Creed, I can travel really fast on a horse. In this game, it feels like you're really riding a horse. And there's been times where the gangs pop out of nowhere, and there's no way to tell when the gangs are gonna come up. I don't know if it's happened to you. I mean, I sometimes cross a bridge and they're there, and they fucking overrun me. Sometimes I get killed sometimes because they come out so fast and they start shooting at you, bro. Yeah. And it's like that's exactly what would happen in real life.
And I'll tell you what, though, the one thing that I think's incredible is the fact that the horses are different. So there's a part in the game where this guy gives you a horse, and he's like, you can keep it or you can sell it. And I kept it. Almost everybody that I know sold it, but I kept it. Mainly because of just when he gave me this horse, it was huge. It was so much bigger than the horse that I had
I remember that
previously.
Big ass fucking horse.
So I kept him. And I've been riding him recently. He is so much slower, even though he's so much bigger.
Do you know what breed it is?
I have no idea, but I do know that the different horses play differently and they feel different.
I have a Hungarian half breed, so it's like
I have that one too.
Yeah, it's like slow, but I'll tell you one thing, and I don't know if it's happened to you, and going back to babying you, in real life, when you ride a horse, if you keep going towards a tree, the horse will dodge it. It's just no horse is gonna fucking run into a tree, but Rockstar doesn't do that. They I guess they do it. That's like their crashing version of like crashing a car. And if you're not paying attention, you can run into a fucking tree, and the physics are unbelievable. Have you crashed into a tree yet?
I've crashed into so many trees. It's not even funny. It's embarrassing.
I feel stupid. You fly into the fucking air. The horse is a mess, and the horse could die permanent death, but that's their version of crashing in Grand Theft Auto, because that's another thing that an example is that in Breath of the Wild there was no way you could hit a tree. You could go straight and the horse would dodge the trees because the horse knows, and that's babying you. Obviously they don't do that in this game. So I've crashed into rocks. I've crashed like in minimal conversations, like with like in the group. I crash and they stop. That's another thing that I like is that they stop and they look at you and they say, "Are you okay?" And then you get up and he goes like, "Anyway," like he brushes it off like it was embarrassing. He goes like, "Anyway, what were you saying?" And then they go on back to what they were saying. But I mean,
there's a level of depth in this game that it hasn't been done before, and just interacting with characters, interacting with NPCs. And anytime something little that you've done comes back and like bites you in the ass, and I like it. The game that I remember the most that did that, and granted, it's pre-programmed into the game. You know, like if you think that it only does that in your game, you're an idiot. But I remember Fallout 3. And when you help out Three Dog, do you remember Three Dog in Fallout 3 or no?
Three Dog? Can't remember.
He was the radio DJ.
Yeah, I think so. It's been a while.
He was the black guy. You help him get the antenna, and he's like, "Hey, if you go, you can, now that I have signal, you can listen to me on the Pip-Boy and all this stuff, and I'll play some of your favorite music." Do you remember him?
No, I don't remember him at all. Sorry.
Well, as you progress in the game, randomly he'll give you a shout out. He's like, "I hope my no-name friend out there in the wastelands out there finding his dad. We're all rooting for you back here. This is good old Three Dog." You don't remember that?
No. Sorry.
Yeah. But it's those kind of details that I love about the game that makes me feel part of the game. And that's another big thing about that game. I don't feel like I'm in the center of the universe. I don't feel like I'm the alpha and the omega.
Well, I mean, they over-exaggerated a couple of things where if you don't go to the camp and, the people will stop talking. No, that hasn't happened to me yet. You could just stop going to the camp and the camp will continue, but it's not like you're in their shit list.
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, like, you just can't go out. Because, okay, so I went hunting, right? And I killed a deer. And then I went to the butcher to try to sell it. And the butcher was closed. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go to sleep. So I rent a hotel room because I was in like Strawberry or something. I was far away from the camp. So I rented a hotel room, woke up the next day. The meat was rotting because I went to sleep and it's been sitting out all night.
Flies and shit around it.
So I didn't get the amount of money that I should have gotten. But this goes back to, I'm in this game's world. I don't get to dictate it. Like if I'm thinking I'm going to go hunting and get a deer, I need to make sure that I can sell it. Otherwise, I'm not going to get top dollar for it.
And I mean, like I sold a 16-pound catfish and I got like $8 for it. So, I mean, you really don't have to go and give meat to these guys. When you skin them, you take meat for yourself to eat. So the only reason to take that carcass is to make a few bucks. But it's not like important. The important thing is the pelt. Am I saying that right?
Yeah, the pelt.
Talking about the pelt, I got the legendary pelt for the grizzly. Did you kill the grizzly?
No, I didn't kill him yet.
I'm going to go back for killed him, and then I crashed with my horse, and I lost the pelt. And it was gone.
Gone forever?
Gone forever. I mean,
you're like the third.
Yeah, go ahead.
You're like the third person that's happened to.
It happens.
Why do you have to have that happen to me?
No,
I know it happens.
It's just you lose it. You have to find it or some bullshit. I don't know. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What else? There was I actually enjoy the fishing, but I think I started liking fishing because of Final Fantasy. So by the time you fish in this game, if you fished in Final Fantasy 15, you're good. Hell, if you fish in Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, you're good. It's not that tough. Actually, I think Red Dead is actually easier.
Yeah, the concept of it seemed easy.
It's easy.
I only fished the one time.
Well, you have to try to go fishing with with people, so you make a bond with them. You're gonna see the fishing signal, so you can fish with your whatever the fuck in the camp people. Go ahead.
I will say though, and I know this sounds kind of cheesy, but that mission when you go out with Jack,
yeah.
Me being a dad now, there was something really special about that. Like the way he spoke to him, and the way he was teaching him.
You know that scene is deeper than that. Go ahead, tell me what you felt.
But prior to being a dad, I would have never felt that. I'm like, God, this stupid ass kid. But now that I'm a dad, and just him as a little boy, and how he's like, you go fishing, and he's like, fishing's boring. I kind of don't want to do this anymore. I'm gonna go play over here.
And he goes, yeah, okay.
He's like, yeah, okay, and he makes something for his mom, and then it hit me, like when Nathan does get to that age and he can make something for me or make something for my girlfriend, there's a deeper connection, and the fact that I got that from this game, much like God of War, it has even that element of family responsibility to it.
Well,
and is really where that, to me personally, God of War story really was going to give it its edge to win the possible game of the year. And it won't surprise me if it does, because it is a masterpiece in and of itself. But the fact that Red Dead Redemption did that, and this kind of character isn't even his own kid, but it was so well acted out. And like the way when the officer comes up to talk to you, and the way he like protects the kid, where he places his hands and stuff, like he's like, it's okay, don't worry. I could see the gentleness of it, and it's very natural.
Yeah, it's probably one of the reasons that he takes care of the kid. Also, is one of the reasons he doesn't like is John. It's because John disappeared for a year.
And that's another thing that I loved about the game.
Well, hold on.
Is that
before you tell me?
Go ahead.
Do you realize that scene was deeper than that just by seeing that? Because when Ross shows up, right?
I think so.
Ross shows up and interrupts their fishing. There's more meaning to that, because Jack in the future will interrupt Ross's fishing to kill him.
Yeah.
So it was like, basically, he did to him what he'll do to him in the future, except, he'll kill him.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get that. But there's another concept there of damn it, I had it and I lost it. Shit. There was something else that I wanted to get across about the game, and one of the aspects that made it so great in the acting, but I can't remember. So go ahead and talk.
Well, first of all, the only one thing that I have to complain about Morgan is that he constantly keeps repeating that, oh, the world is changing. This world doesn't want us around. Like you're trying to get the viewer to sympathize that the world is changing for these guys, but I mean, that's a crack of bullshit. The world doesn't want you now. No, the world never wanted you. The thing is that the world figured out a way to get rid of you. And that's the only thing that I absolutely don't understand, why he's all depressed that the world doesn't want him now. They're murderers and they're thieves. The world never wanted them. And they don't want you. It's that now they figure out a way to get rid of you.
One of the things, this is the other thing that I wanted to comment. One of the things that's so beautiful about the game is the backstories are really ambiguous. Like, you don't know what's going on. But if you think about it, it's the way we would talk if we lived through the situation.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Rather than saying, you remember when Justin cheated on Stephanie, right?
Yeah.
We wouldn't go into that elaborate detail. We would use the pronouns. You remember how he did that to her.
Yeah.
And that's what I like, is because these characters actually lived those experiences and were living vicariously through them. And in that, they're not going to just sit there and tell the story. You kind of have to dig deeper and you have to piece it together, because essentially you just have to remember what the story is rather than somebody telling you the story. And that's another aspect of the storytelling that's so great.
No, I mean, when they do celebrations in the camp, you remember that? If you sit on a campfire with them, you can hear the stories on all the characters. And I think that's great. You get to learn background stories on them. If you sit there and just listen, you don't even have to talk to them. And I recommend to each player that if you have a chance and you're at night and they're having a campfire and they're having stories, just sit down and listen. And you'll hear all kinds. The sailor has stories like crazy. Uncle has a lot of stories. And if you sit there and listen, it's very interesting. They've added so much. There's so much information and background on these characters.
And this is what I was talking about when I was hyping this game up. These are the concepts that I was talking about that we've never seen before in video games. And games always do have that little element of backstory, but we've never had it to this degree. We've never had a world that was this interactive. And you have Skyrim that you can go into the store and you can steal shit and you can pickpocket everybody, and that made that game more realistic, for lack of a better term. But once again, you were the alpha and the omega in that world. It wasn't surviving without you. You were the dragonborn. And without you, they're in peril. In this game, they'll live if you die.
Yeah, they'll figure it out.
You're not the greatest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
You're pretty badass, but you're not the greatest thing on the planet.
Man, there is so much secret shit in this game. Bro, I went to a town where there's a gun shop, and if you go to the side of the gun shop, I just happened to walk by it, and somebody goes, Sir, down here. And you look down, and there's a guy in the basement of the gun shop, and he's screaming at him, please help me out. This guy's got me tied up in chains down here. So then you got to go back into the gun shop and point a gun at the gun shop owner, and he'll take you down to the basement. And there's like, I don't want to get into it without telling you, because you're gonna experience it too. But there's like a whole fucking story on just fucking the retailer. There's like a whole hidden story in there.
Oh yeah, no. Did you like the one thing where it was the guy walking down the road and he was bit by a snake, and he asks you, do you have medicine or can you suck the poison out? I was like, I sucked the poison out. And then later on in the game, I hear somebody yelling. And he's like, hey, you. And I walk over. And he's like, see, this is the guy right here. He's the one who sucked the poison out of my leg. And I'm like, dude, we said we weren't going to talk about this. I was getting ready to whip out my gun and blow his head off. right? Just because, who the fuck are you? Why are you? You know what I mean?
Oh, did
And
he
he's
say
like,
he was
you
going to
know,
buy anything you wanted than chop?
Yep. I was like, that was it. It basically rewards you in ways that you wouldn't see coming.
Because there's so much in this game. The KKK is in this game.
It's incredible. The game is absolutely incredible.
What about I happened to bump into a guy who was trying to fix his horse's horseshoe, and he said, and I just happened to be by, and I just wanted to be nice, and I said, "Hey, mister, do you need help?" And the guy turned to talk to him, and he goes like, "Yeah, can you help me?" And the horse fucking kicked him in the face and killed him on the spot. So then I just searched his body, grabbed whatever, I looted his body, and went on my way. Like, fuck it. Okay,
Yeah.
he died. I didn't kill him, but
there's so much to it.
bro, I saw online a guy who this is I actually saw this. A guy did a warning shot on somebody. He shot into the air and he killed a bird. Seriously, like he wasn't even aiming. You know, he just shoots up into the air, and a duck, I think it was, just fell whoop, right in front of the people. That was fucking crazy. There's so
It is one of the most incredible games, and the fact that like I said, I just got to chapter 3. I just scratched the surface of this game.
I want to see. There's like, I want to play.
I've not seen the desert. I've not seen the swampland. I'm still in this
I went to the
country.
The swampland. I went there, and the paw shows up that shows you the legendary animals there. So I started looking around with it. I have my bow and arrow ready, looking for it. It was night too, so I'm like, where the fuck is this thing? And it was a fucking gator, and it came out of nowhere and fucking killed me one hit. Just grabbed me with his jaws, and that was it. I died one hit. But it was
360 no scope.
Fuck, bro! I just jumped into the. I got scared because it even made the gator sound. By the time I heard it, it was too late. It was on me.
Oh, like the gargling
Yeah, you know they
noise?
make that weird noise. It's like a hiss.
Yeah,
And that was it. By the time I heard it, it was already on me. But either way, then I restarted the checkpoint, went back looking for it, and it is the best animation I have ever seen on a gator. Like, of course, I'm thinking, have I ever seen gators in a video game? But when you hunt it and it runs from you, it is to the T. Like, it looks like it's a real fucking alligator running away from you. But that's one of the legendary animals. So, I mean, the swamp is pretty cool. There's a lot of cool shit. I want to go to the New Orleans town. It's supposed to be like really nice. There's a bunch of shit. I've heard so much from different people that it's gonna take me forever to find stuff. I haven't even found a trapper. Did you find a trapper already?
there was a trapper on my map, and then he disappeared, and I've never found him again.
I can't find them. They're supposed to hold the pelts for you.
Yeah,
I can't. Because you can only hold one animal at a time or some shit.
no, you can hold several
No, what?
as long as it's on the horse.
Like the pelt you can, but if you get an animal, you can carry like one rabbit and like one deer.
Well, no, you can carry a rabbit on each side of your horse.
Yeah, but that's it. You can't keep putting more animals. So when you go hunting,
Oh no, you can't.
and
Yeah,
the other
that's
one, I didn't know how to find out how to do the perfect pelt, but you're supposed to study the animal before you hunt them. Do you know that?
Oh, I study it. Well, I study every. I didn't know that, but I study everything before I do anything with it.
It tells you if it has a perfect pelt. All this time, I thought it was that if you hunt them, you might get a perfect pelt. But no, it just tells you. So you can hunt that. And instead of wasting your time, you can just make sure that that's the perfect pelt, which is great. I'm learning. I've never been in a game that I've played 30 hours and I'm still learning shit.
Yeah, no, yeah.
By the time I do 30 hours, I pretty much know how to do everything. But going to the small things, all the good things, make those small things look like nothing. A lot of people complain about how slow it is. If you really think it's slow, then it's not for you. But
I go back to it like everybody knows I always call people stupid. It goes back to how when people can't see how this movie wins Best Picture because it was slow and there's not car chase, martial arts,
Lost in Translation. I always go back to that. People didn't like Lost in Translation. A lot of people,
and it's just because you don't have taste.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't like Adam Sandler's movie.
Spanglish.
No, not Spanglish. The one where he has it's a terrible example. Where he has like 5 sisters and they torture him, and he has like this anger problem that he holds in. It's a drama. What the fuck is it called? God,
I thought that was Spanglish.
No, Spanglish is the one where he's a chef. But there's certain movies that people are not used to things, and so they don't want to give it a try. And this is one of those games. And if you go back to the original Red Dead, it's slow too. But since we've never had a game like that before, we accepted it. But 12 years? 12? When was it? 2010. 8 years later, we've been babied by these games, by Assassin's Creed, by all this shit that our brains forgot what the Red Dead Redemption original one was like. But the Red Dead original was slow too. Nothing has changed on the shooting. It's the same thing as the original Red Dead. And maybe if anything, it's just more lifelike. But the riding of the horses was slow too. It wasn't fast. Oh, and that's the other thing. Don't fast track. You don't want to fast track.
Don't fast travel.
Don't fast travel anything. Fucking ride that shit. Put it in cinematic mood and pay attention. Don't fucking go cinematic mood and then go take a shit, because
oh no, you'll get robbed.
You'll get robbed. You'll get jumped by the gangs, or somebody might be asking for help. There might be a new character. Cinematic mood is awesome to enjoy the view. But make sure to click on it fast if you hear somebody call you or something.
You can also choose like the speed of your horse when you're in cinematic.
Yeah, you just click on it. That's it.
Such a great game.
It's Punch Drunk Love.
Okay,
People didn't like that movie, and I thought it was genius.
Yeah, but
because they're used to Adam Sandler movies,
Yeah, I mean, just look at, dude. Do you know how many people hated The Shape of Water and who were like, she has sex with a fish?
Yeah.
That was their entire. Concept of that movie. I'm like, go to fucking hell. That movie was amazing.
There was more than that. If anything, that teaches you that love has no color. Love is blind. But they don't see that. They only see that she had sex with a fish.
I still think she should have won Best Actress.
Over who?
I don't. Well, no, but the lady who won for 3 Billboards. So that was a deserving win. That was a great
movie.
I can't knock that. Yeah, I can't knock that either.
But I was going to say the Best Actress movie. Did you see that movie? The one with the kid in the room. Holy shit! If you have a son, you should watch that movie, The Room.
Oh yeah, no, I watched Room. I didn't finish it. I stopped watching it after they got released.
Fuck, that movie was good. Anyway, we're getting off track.
Yeah.
What else? I mean, there's so much to talk about this game, man, and I feel like I don't have enough to say about the game because I haven't played it. I mean, it's been a week and I'm 30 hours in. But
dude, I mean, I ran a race this past weekend, and I was in Orlando, and then I could go back to Orlando again to run another race.
Yeah.
So I mean, my gaming has been few and far between.
I'm sure we'll talk about it more next episode, so people know. But it's highly recommended. If you want to see a masterpiece, I highly recommend it. I wish I could tell you can rent it, but unless you have the one from online, don't bother with Redbox.
Gamefly.
None of the Red boxes have Red Dead. None of them. So you either have to buy it or try GameFly. But my recommendation is, I've met a lot of people who play the game, and most of them like it. I haven't heard one say, "Oh, I hated it." And
No.
I'm starting to think that 76%.
You were the only person.
Yeah, it was me, but I was fucking with you. I'm starting to think that 76% and the 68% on Xbox is PC gamers like shitting on it because they didn't get it. Remember, PC gamers are like that.
I think it's but I think it's also the Fortnite kids.
It could be too.
You know,
the Fortnite kids, and millennials.
That's it. But I will say, man, the couple of students that I have, and remember, I work in the inner city, so my students are predominantly minorities. But the one kids who got it, they just love. I have one kid who beat it already. He's working on his second playthrough.
What the fuck? There's a trophy to play the game as evil as possible.
That's my next
God
playthrough.
damn
I
it.
can't wait.
You know what?
I'm just gonna
with
kill
Fallout,
everybody.
They taught me something in Fallout where they said, which I'm gonna see if I can figure it out. Get to 50% good and save it, and then restart the game from there, and then just start shooting as much innocent people as you can. That's what I did in Fallout.
Well, I mean, I want to. From what I hear, it's.
I can't. I like Arthur too much. I can't play the game with him being an asshole. Really, I can't.
But no, once you beat it, you make a new save.
I just can't bear to see this. Like, once you see a story with a good guy, and then you play the story again with a total douchebag.
It's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Did you hear about the guy? It's a big thing now that people are killing the feminist leader. There's a feminist leader she's like protesting that she wants women to vote, and then you can actually walk up to her and punch her and then kill her. So this became news because people are pissed, and they're like, "Well, this is a killing game, and you play a man in the 1800s, so it would. I mean, he's. Let's be honest, they're bad guys. Your character is not getting points for being the good guy. He's getting honor points. Honor is just honor amongst thieves. But at the end of the day, they are bad guys. They still rob people and shit.
Completely.
It's just an honor thing, you know. It's a matter of. They even talk about this. There's a point where they're writing and they talk about a specific situation or a job that they had. You probably haven't gotten to this. And they're riding the horse and they're talking about the story about how they have found out about a job about robbing some people in a train, and it was a train full of women and children, rich women and children. And Arthur and the gang figured that it wasn't right to rob women and children, so they let him go. And then the next day they found out that the Odysseus, what is it?
Yeah, I know.
The other gang,
the O'Douls or whatever. Yeah,
the gang had robbed them after they left and killed all of them, the children and women. So I mean, like I said, it's all about honor. But these guys are not good guys, and John Marston is a total douchebag. He's a dick, you know. He's everything that he's trying not to be in Red Dead Redemption. And I like that they show you what he was really like.
Yeah, no. Because he's ashamed of it, man. Yeah. He's grown. That's the big thing
grown.
About it.
I'm almost 100% sure that kid you capture... this is a theory. I might be wrong. Maybe people finished the game already, but I think that the kid that you capture that from the other gang, that you adopt him, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah, I think he's the gang leader. This is a theory. I might be wrong, but he knew too much about the gang. He knew where the money was hidden. He saved Arthur.
You never know. There's a lot, dude. There's a lot of stuff.
It's suspicious. I don't know. He's a suspicious character. Anyway, do you got anything else?
That's really all I got.
Okay, partner. A lot of cowboy talk. Thank you so much, guys, for listening today for us. We really appreciate it. If you want to get a hold of us or if you want to follow us, you can follow us at Twitter at Evil Metal Gamers. You can also follow us on Facebook. We are in Discord. We are in Instagram. Just check us up at Evil Metal Gamers. You should be able to find us pretty easily. Please, when you listen to us on Apple or on Google, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can hear us more. And don't forget to give us a like. That helps, believe it or not. The likes, the thumbs up, or whatever the hell you want to call it, it really does help. Comments also help a lot. So just give us a comment. Let us know what you're thinking. And you can also email us at evilmetalgamers@gmail.com. All right, guys. Take care.
Love, peace, and cowboys.